Good afternoon. Your afternoon referendum day update from Ken Odeluga. So the polls have been open for about coming up to 7 hours now on the 23rd of June. And the direction that we kind of observed earlier in the morning in terms of the markets has pretty much continued. In fact, you could say it's extended. The reason for that may become obvious when we realize that the very last of the polls that we were expecting, one commissioned by Ipsos Mori, continued to show the same trend of a very slim lead for the Remain side, albeit on this occasion at 52 to 48, it seems to have been extended slightly. The other sort of main arena from which the markets tend to get a lot of information about the potential voting intention, the gambling markets. Now currently, looking at the traditional bookies and the betting exchanges, there are huge bets going on. And by and large, it has to be said, they seem to be going on for the Remain side in the millions. Looking at one particular betting exchange, probably the biggest in the world, the last tally for the Remains was about 57 million. And that's up about 3 or 4 million from the check that we made earlier this morning. And so Betfair is actually giving odds of 2 to 15-ish. They use a sort of fractional percentage way of actually expressing their odds, but essentially it equates to about 2 to 15 for Remain, almost odds on. So for the markets themselves, we have now reached new heights for the year in the sterling, 1.4946, and commensurate extended weakness for the euro against sterling at euro 76.8. Now, backed with this is all coming with an absolute rout on the options market, where we're seeing implied volatility coming off across the board. In almost all trades, apart from the most esoteric trades, which are, of not much interest to the main part of the market. So this does actually begin to raise the potential that should indications that the market is clearly going by turn out to be wrong, we are now badly positioned en masse for an outcome that we don't expect, perhaps a leave result from the poll, and that could actually have severe consequences for the markets later on today. So what else do we have? Stocks, particularly the FTSE, the DAX, and one standout, the US markets have not opened yet, but it's very rare to get a reading from the S&P futures, which is almost a percentage point higher or lower. That's what we've got at the moment. So we're expecting a very, very strong open in the US markets, very much in keeping with the tone that we've seen in Asia and Europe. Now, looking a bit further ahead, we do know that there will be some early declarers among the main polling, main constituencies around the United Kingdom. And these include Sunderland, Wandsworth, Swindon and Oldham, which have said that they will actually be able to declare between about 12:30 and 1 o'clock. If we trim off a few of those and say that they might make it by 1:30, 2 o'clock, it does still give us a really, really early indication of what the overall outcome might be. So please keep an eye on that, and we'll have more information about it in later bulletins. I'm Ken Odeluga. Thank you for listening.